आज हमको एक बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक डिस्कस करना है और जनरली आपके एग्जाम पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से ये टॉपिक कोई खास रेलेवेंट नहीं है भाई, मैं पहले से ही डिस्क्लेमर दे दूं। ये सिर्फ आपकी नॉलेज के लिए टॉपिक डिस्कस हो रहा है, जो मैं पिछले 2-3 दिन से डेलिब्रेट कर रहा हूं आपके साथ कि ये जो हम टैक्सेबिलिटी डिसाइड करते हैं अलाउंसेस की, और हम कहते हैं अलाउंसेस शुड बी टैक्सेबल, अलाउंसेस शुड बी टैक्सेबल, विच सेक्शन गिव्स अस पावर, which section gives us authority to tax the allowances. Now, as I've sent you a link of the Income Tax Act, guys, perquisites are taxable as per the specific section, section 17, subsection what? Please write in the chat box. I want to know the answer. Which subsection of section 17 defines perquisite? Which subsection? Lata, Mahipal, Anjali, you are wrong. Priyanshi, perfect 2. Talib, 2. Rahul, 2. Perfect. Sachin, Anjali, perfect. So you guys are right. Subsection 2 gives us the authority, gives us the definition. It includes perquisites to be taxed in salary. Now, if you have read section 17 carefully, guys, section 17 is absolutely silent about allowances. There is no subsection which taxes allowances per se. There is no expressive section which taxes allowances. So naturally, as a assessee, as a mischievous taxpayer, I would definitely want to find out loophole in law, and I would want to find out whether I can do away with not taxing my allowances and keeping my allowances tax free. I don't want to give any tax on my allowances. I can give multiple explanations to it. I can say that allowances are required for my usual office working. For example, I was giving you example of dearness allowance. Guys, dearness allowance is allowance which is given to compensate for your increase in cost of living. So I can easily take a stance that allowances are not income in hands of the assessee, the employee, but they are required to compensate the essential requirements of a particular assessee or employee to carry on his work. Similarly, city compensatory allowance is given for movement from one city to another city, and since the place where we have shifted, that city is more expensive, therefore to meet the expensive expenses which are a little more, this city compensatory allowance is given. So argument can be said that since this allowances is not mentioned in section 17, hence allowances should not be taxed. Now we need to also see section which is the charging section of salary. Now please write in the comment box which is the charging section for salary. Charging section for salary in the comment box. Lata, Sachin. Charging section for salary. Rahul, Talib, Vaibhav, Shubhangi. Vaibhav, can you please call up Nitin and ask where is he? Anjali, Ankush. Okay, so most of you are right. Charging section of salary is section 15 and not section 17. Please note this fact. Section 17 defines the salary. Section 15 charges salary. So according to section 15, the salary is taxable on either of the two bases. Number one, due basis. Number two, received basis. So these two bases, salary is charged to tax. Now my one question to you, since you have done section 15 thoroughly, guys, if salary is accrued or arised in India but it is not due, will it be taxable or not? Yes or no? I want the answer in yes or no. Salary is accrued, arise in India, but it is not due, whether it will be taxable or not as per section 15. Yes or no? I want answer in yes or no. Santosh, Priyanshi says yes, Ayush says yes, Rahul says no, Mahipal says yes, Shubhangi says no, Talib says no. So answer is no. If salary is accrued or arise in India, but it is not due. I hope you know the difference between accrued arise in India and due. Guys, accrued arises in India is different, due is different. So salary, unless and until it becomes due, it is not taxable in an Indian context. So if salary accrues in India but is not due, it is not taxable. Just give me 1 second. I'll just bring water for myself. Okay, yes, so this was the basic, that salary, if it is not due, it is not taxable. Salary, if it is accrued or rise in India, unless and until it becomes due, it will not be taxable in India. It will not be taxable for the employee. Now, the question is allowances, whether allowances will be taxable as salary in India or not. Now, there is no express statement in section 17. Section 17 is silent about allowances. Section 17 is explicit about salary, about provident fund, about many other type of salary components, but it is very silent on allowances. So now a question arises that whether allowances are taxable as salary or not. And this question reached the Supreme Court of India in the case of Karamchari Union Agra versus Union of India. So these are the two parties involved. Always versus denote the difference between two parties. Now I just want to know from you. I have not taught this, but this is just a common sense question. Which of the two parties? There are two parties, Karamchand Union Agra versus Union of India. There are two parties. Which party is defendant? Which party is defendant party? There are two parties, appellant party and defendant party. Which is the defendant party out of the two parties? Who's defending the case? Which is the defendant party out of these two? I want answer in chat box. Oh, wow. Vaibhav, very smart. Which is not appellant, is defendant. Very smart, Vaibhav. Vaibhav is so smart, I cannot tell you. Most of you are right, guys. Defendant is Union of India. So the party who has appealed the case is Karamchari Union Agra, and party who is defending the case is UOI, Union of India. And yes, the matter has reached to Supreme Court, which means that matter must have been discussed in High Court also. And after that, it has reached Supreme Court. So the question for consideration before the Supreme Court was that whether receipts on account of CCA, compensatory allowance, HRA, dearness allowance, all three you have studied in your syllabus, are in the nature of income entailing tax liability. So there are two questions which are there in this particular question. Can you see one question or can you see two questions? I want answer in chat box. Can you see one question or can you see two questions? Is this one question or is this two questions? Answer in chat box. Please read the question carefully. No, your test has not begun as yet. Don't think that this is your test. This is the case law which we are discussing. So do you see two questions in this particular question or do you see one question? Santosh says two questions. Okay, Santosh, tell me what are the two questions? In very brief, write in very brief what are the two questions. Okay, you can open your mic, Santosh, and tell me what are the two questions.
Yes, sir. I'm audible, sir?
Yes, you are audible, Santosh.
Yes, sir. In the first part, we can see that there is clearly mentioned whether the receipt on account of CCA, HRA, and DA are in the nature of income. So first is are in the nature of income first, and the second is entailing the tax liability. That is the second part.
Perfect, perfect. So guys, there are two questions which are hidden in this question. First, whether it is income or not, and you know that all incomes are not taxable. So the second question is whether if it is income, then whether it is taxable or not. So there are two implicit questions which were put forth before the Supreme Court. Now the question is, why is this question put before the Supreme Court? What is the necessity of this particular question? The necessity arises out of section 17. Guys, section 17 defines salary and it has three subsections. What are those three subsections? Subsection number 1, salary includes wages, annuity, pension, gratuity, fees, commission, perquisite, profit in lieu of salary in addition to wages, any advance of salary, any payment received by employee in respect of any period of leave not availed by him, etc., etc., etc. Subsection 2, perquisite is covered under salary. Perquisite includes value of rent-free accommodation provided to the assessee by his employer, value of any concession in the matter of rent respecting any accommodation provided to the assessee, etc., etc., etc. So these are the two subsections of section 17. Then third subsection is profit in lieu of salary. What do you mean by profit in lieu of salary? So suppose company decides to distribute profits to the employees as an appreciation for their work. ESOPs is one kind of profit which is distributed to employees in appreciation of their work. ESOPs are nothing but stock option plans. They are benefits which are given to the employees. They are shares which are given at a very, very concessional rate to the employees as a profit to their efforts. So profits in lieu of salary includes amount of any compensation due to or received by an SSE from his employer or former employer at or in connection with termination of his employment or the modification of the terms and conditions relating thereto. So as you can see, all these three subsections are devoid of word allowance. There is no mention of word allowance in entire section 17. So some very advanced thinkers who think a lot and who always try to take out some loophole from law to avoid tax, they filed a case with the initially the lower courts, then the Supreme Court, that yes, allowances should not be taxable as salary in hands of the employees. Allowances are not taxable. First of all, they are not income, they are not salary, and they are not taxable in hands of the employees. This is what they said. So before discussing the Supreme Court's view on this, I would like to highlight two High Court views on this particular issue. So guys, this issue was traveling parallelly through two High Courts. One issue was at Allahabad High Court, second issue was at Kolkata High Court. So one employee of Kolkata High Court has raised this issue in Kolkata High Court. One employee of Allahabad High Court has raised this issue in Allahabad High Court. So this issue was pending in Kolkata High Court and Allahabad High Court. And obviously Supreme Court is same for the entire country. So when these two cases reached the Supreme Court, they got clubbed together. This is known as clubbing of two cases. These case laws were clubbed together and one decision was adjudicated in the Supreme Court. Now let us read the contentions of Allahabad High Court. Allahabad High Court said that HRA, CC and DA are not reimbursement of necessary disbursements. So HRA is not reimbursement. It is not in the nature of reimbursement of expenses. So you are aware that if expenses are reimbursed to the employee, they are not allowances, they are not perquisites, because they are reimbursements of actual expenses. So Allahabad High Court says these are not reimbursement. Allowance in the nature of HRA, CCA amount to an advantage. The court therefore held that CCA, HRA, DA will be taxable as income. So Allahabad High Court was of a view that since these three elements, HRA, CCA and DA in particular, give some advantage to the employee, give some benefit to the employee, therefore all three of them are taxable as income. So this was the view of Allahabad High Court. Now let me take you to an amazing view of Kolkata High Court, and I really wonder that how can any High Court of India take such a view. This is very, very ironical what Kolkata High Court said. Now let's read carefully what Kolkata High Court said. Kolkata High Court said CCA paid to the assessee did not have characteristic of income within meaning and scheme of Income Tax Act 1961. CCA paid to the assessee was neither an emolument, emolument means a benefit, nor a fee, nor a profit, nor perquisite, but was only payment of part reimbursement of extra expenses incurred by the assessee as of necessity by reason of his posting. So Kolkata High Court clearly said that CCA is nothing but reimbursement of expenses. The expenses which are incurred by the assessee, those expenses are reimbursed using this CCA, city compensatory allowance. So these were in the nature of reimbursement. These were not allowances. These were not income of the assessee. Next, this is not an allowance granted to the assessee specifically to meet his personal expenses, but it is an allowance meant for part reimbursement of extra expenditure necessarily to be incurred by him as a result of his being posted. So Kolkata High Court was of a view that CCA in particular is not taxable under the Income Tax Act, and whatever amount has been given to the employees for CCA, it will not be taxed as income, as salary in his hands. So these were the two contradictory judgments, one of Allahabad High Court, second of Kolkata High Court, And let me tell you, judges of these high court are not any they are people who have spent their entire lives, 20, 30 years in fighting these cases, in fighting legal cases. They are very, very learned people. Their knowledge is vast. They are aware about almost all the case laws which are there. They are aware about all the acts which are there in India. Guys, they are very, very learned people. Now, two learned people gave two contradictory views on the same issue. Now the matter reached to the Supreme Court. Let's see what Supreme Court said. Supreme Court view. So firstly, Supreme Court moved out of section 15 and 17. Guys, section 15, 17 is salary section. Supreme Court moved out of section 15 and 17. Supreme Court went to section 224, which had definition of income. And Supreme Court highlighted that income includes the value of any perquisite or profit in lieu of salary taxable under clauses 2 and 3 of section 17. Fair enough. Section 2 and section 3, perquisites, salary in lieu of profits. Perfect. Fair enough. This should be taxable as salary. So this is categorized as income. Second, any special allowance. Now guys, read it very, very carefully along with me. Any special allowance or benefit other than perquisite included in subclause 3 specifically granted to the assessee to meet expenses wholly, necessarily, and exclusively for performance of the duties of an office or employment of profit. So any kind of allowance which is given to the assessee to meet wholly, necessarily, and exclusively the performance of duties of an office or employment of profit, those allowances are income. Next clause is any allowance granted to the assessee either to meet his personal expenses at the place where duties of his office or employment of profit are ordinarily performed by him, or at a place where he ordinarily resides, or to compensate him for increased cost of living. Now guys, after reading these two clauses, 3A and 3B, do you think allowances are categorized as income according to Income Tax Act 1961? Answer in chat box, yes or no. After reading clause 3A and 3B, do you think that now income definition at least contains the allowances part of salary? Do you think allowances should be taxed as income? Yes or no? In the chat box. Ankush says yes. No one else. Rahul says yes. Talib says yes. Okay, guys, you're absolutely right. Now, it was amply clear that allowances should be taxed. According to income definition, allowances are categorized as income. But now, to tax allowances as salary income, the allowances are to be fixed in one section. Which is that section? I'll repeat my question. It is sure that allowances are income. It is very sure that allowances are income. Perfect, guys. It is very sure that allowances are income. Now, to tax allowances as salaried income, we need to fix allowances is in one of the sections. Which section is it? I want the answer in chat box. Think very, very carefully, okay? Now, this is going a little technical. Income definition is okay. It has been categorized as income. That is okay. But now to get it taxed as salaried income, I need to fix allowances in one of the sections. Which is that section? Waiting for answer in chat box. 15. Talib, no. Lata, 17. Ayush, 10. Ayush, not 10. So the correct answer is 17. Guys, the definition section, because the charging section 15 has defined a salary, what kind of salary should be taxed. Now, definition section should. Now, Supreme Court was very clear that allowances is income. For sure, it is income. Supreme Court was very clear. After reading this section 224, Supreme Court was very clear. It is income. The question arises, what is the tax liability? Will it be subjected to tax? And if you want to subject any income to tax, you have to categorize it as one of the 5 things. What are the 5 things? Salary, house property, PGBP, capital gains, or other sources. You have to club it in one of the 5 heads. And obviously, if it is an income arising from employer-employee relationship, that income has to be fit in salary definition only. Now, the biggest challenge in front of Supreme Court was how to categorize allowances as a salary, because only 3 clauses, 3 subsections, subsection 1, subsection 2, subsection 3. Okay, let me get you back to subsection 1, subsection 2, subsection 3. Guys, subsection 1, there is no scope of any inclusion. It is an inclusive definition. It defines all the types of salaries which are there. There is no opportunity to infuse allowances in subsection 1. Now, the only subsections left are subsection 2. We can introduce allowances in subsection 2, or subsection 3. We can introduce allowances in subsection 3. According to you, without changing any word of subsections, according to you, which is a more probable option of infused allowances? Is it subsection 2 or subsection 3? According to you, you are the Supreme Court judge today. All of you are Supreme Court judge today. What do you think? Which is more probable of taking in its purview allowances, whether it is subsection 2 or subsection 3? Subsection 1 I have already ruled out. Subsection 1 is not the answer. So guys, Supreme Court knew that subsection 2 is already full with perquisites. So naturally, allowances has to be categorized as profit in lieu of salary. Now let's see what are the explanation which Supreme Court gave to include allowances as a part of subsection 3. Supreme Court view. As per section 17, salary includes any payment out of profit in lieu of salary. Instead of salary, any amount is paid in terms of profit, then the same is included in salary as it is profit in lieu of salary. The word profits is used to convey any advantage or gain by receipt of any payment by the employee. Webster's Comprehensive Dictionary. So guys, Supreme Court is referring to a dictionary to understand meaning of a word. This is very common in Supreme Court world and High Court world and litigation world. They refer to dictionaries. So they say that according to Webster's Comprehensive Dictionary, gives meaning of the word profit inter alia to mean advantage or benefit. Now there is one weird word which is here, inter alia. Anyone who knows the meaning of this word, inter alia? What do you mean by word inter alia? And I will not give you opportunity to Google it. You have to quickly type it. What is the meaning of word inter alia? This is a technical word. This is a legal word which is used by lawyers and judges, and all the case laws always use this word, inter alia. No, it is not related to Alia Bhatt. Not at all. It is something different. Inter alia. What is meaning of inter alia? Out of that huge definition, we have picked up certain meanings of profit. So inter alia means, among other things, among many other meanings of profit, we have picked up certain meaning of profit, which is, it means advantage or benefit. So profit means many other thing. Out of many other thing, we have picked 2 words. Which are those 2 words? Advantage, either of coping with the competitors, so to make you equal with the competitors, coping with the competitors, or with difficulties, needs, or demand. So if I give anything to you to meet your difficulty, to meet your need, to meet your demand, or to get you equal with your competitors, all those things are advantage. Even good education is advantage. So good education is also advantage. It is frequently used as to what one has beyond another or secures at expense of another. So whatever you secure from another person, that is advantage, that is profit. So all of us know that profit means revenue minus expenses. No, that is a very narrow definition of profit. Profit means not only income minus expenses, but anything that will give you benefit, anything that will help you meet your expenses, anything that will help you meet your needs is known as profit. So guys, profit according to the Supreme Court is a very, very wide definition. And naturally, Supreme Court will in the further judgment say that allowances means profit, and allowances is included in profit. Allowances are advantages in the nature of profit. Therefore, allowances is profit. So Supreme Court, after giving this definition of profit and profit in lieu of salary, concluded that allowances are categorized under section 3, subsection 3 of section 17, and allowances is salary, should be taxed as a salary in the hands of the assessee, in the hands of the taxpayer. So guys, a very, very obvious case law. This case law came in the year 2000. It is not very old. It is like 20 years old. Of course, very old for you. But 20 years old, 2000, in 2000, this case law came in. But look at the mind. Look at the smartness which tax lawyers play in finding out loopholes in law. And look at how High Court of Kolkata agreed to the smartness of the lawyers, agreed to the ill intentions of the lawyers. So this happens a lot in income tax litigation, guys. You would say, oh, इसमें क्या है? ये तो बहुत obvious सी चीज है. ये तो ऐसा होना ही चाहिए. Allowances तो taxable होने ही चाहिए. लेकिन देखो, आप कहते हो allowances तो taxable होने ही चाहिए, तो salary के nature के होने ही चाहिए. लेकिन देखो, एक केस लॉ है जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट तक पहुंचा और सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने ये obvious बात बोली that allowances should be taxed as salary. तो हाँ, कई बार ऐसे obvious case law भी आते हैं. So any questions which you have? You can unmute yourself and ask me if you have any questions. Otherwise, we are ready with our very own essay. Okay, this is your first question. State whether the following is salary or not. You just have to write serial number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you have to write yes or no in front of it. Judges having no employer. Salary received by the partner from partnership firm. Directors setting fees. Disputed amount received from ex-employer after 3 years. After 3 years, the amount has been received from an ex-employer. There is no employee-employer relationship as of now. Advanced against salary. Salary accrued but not due. Oh, I have given answer of this 6th part just now. Otherwise, most of you would have faltered in it. Okay, no worries. So guys, just write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, whatever is your answer, just write the answer. No cutting permitted. Question number 2. Question number 2 and 3. There are 2 questions on this slide. First, do question number 2. X joins service in the grade of rupees 12,000 -300 -13,800 -400 -17,800 on 1st June 1999. Compute his basic salary for the previous year 2005-06. So you just have to compute the basic salary of X. This is question number 2. And you will get 5 minutes to complete this question.
सर ये क्या मौज है सर क्वेश्चन तो लिखा ही नहीं मैंने
नितिन अगर तुमने क्वेश्चन ऐसा देखा नहीं तो इसका मतलब ऐसा क्वेश्चन है नहीं कोई Okay guys, so time is up for question number 2. Now start question number 3. Mr. X is employed in A Limited, getting basic pay of rupees 20,000 per month and dearness allowance of rupees 7,000 per month. Half of the dearness allowance forms part of salary for the purpose of retirement benefits The employer has paid bonus at the rate of rupees 500 per month. 1 crore rupees 20 lakhs and house rent allowance of rupees 6,000 per month. X has paid rent of rupees 7,000 per month and was posted at Agra. Agra is the state in which his posting is there. Compute his gross salary for the assessment year 2021-22. You have to compute the gross salary. There are many elements to the salary. Basic salary is there, DNS allowance is there, but which forms part of retirement benefit, that is a separate head. Bonus is there. And the biggest of all, HRA is there. HRA you have to compute, and you have to compute the taxable value of HRA. And you have to compute the gross salary of Mr. X. Question number 4. From the following particulars, compute gross salary of Mr. X for the assessment year 2021-22 under the following situations. A. He is not deaf. B. He is deaf. He is employed in textile industry in Pune at a monthly salary of rupees 4,000. He is entitled to commission of 1% on sales achieved by him, which were rupees 10 lakhs for the year. In addition, he received the following allowances from the employer during the previous year. DNS allowance rupees 2,000 per month, which is granted under the terms of employment and counted for retirement benefits. Bonus rupees 32,000. House rent allowance rupees 1,000 per month. Rent paid for house in Mumbai rupees 1,200 per month. Entertainment allowance rupees 1,000 per month. Children education allowance rupees 500 per month. Transport allowance rupees 1,000 per month. Medical allowance rupees 500 per month. Servant allowance rupees 200 per month. City compensatory allowance rupees 300 per month. Research allowance rupees 500 per month. Amount spent on research is rupees 3,000. You have to compute the gross salary of Mr. X under the two situations. And you are given 10 minutes for solving this question. चलो ठीक है, फिर सबके पेपर्स आ गए. Now let's start the answer. आप किसी और कलर का पेन अपने हाथ में पकड़ लो and just check your answers and let's see. सचिन अलग से मत भेजो, ग्रुप में भेजो. सचिन ग्रुप में भेजो अपना पेपर. Okay, so let's start the answers now. Okay. हाँ. Okay. तो फर्स्ट पार्ट का आंसर, जजेस हैविंग नो एम्प्लॉयर इन इंडिया. यस, हिज सैलरी इज टैक्सेबल एज सैलरी. ये एक स्पेसिफिक प्रोविजन है जो लॉ में दिया हुआ है, क्योंकि जज बायस नहीं हो सकता. जज किसी भी एम्प्लॉयमेंट रिलेशनशिप में नहीं हो सकता, क्योंकि वो बायस नहीं हो सकता. इसलिए जज को एम्प्लॉयमेंट रिलेशनशिप से दूर रखा जाता है, लेकिन फिर भी उसकी सैलरी को टैक्स किया जाता है एज सैलरी. तो ये लीगल ऑब्लिगेशन है जिसकी वजह से उसे दूर रखा जाता है. बट यस, हिज सैलरी इज टैक्स्ड एज सैलरी. सेकंड क्वेश्चन, सैलरी रिसीव बाय पार्टनर फ्रॉम पार्टनरशिप फर्म. तो पार्टनरशिप फर्म से जो पार्टनर को सैलरी मिलती है वो सैलरी कहलाती जरूर है, बट वो सैलरी नहीं होती. वो खुद पार्टनरशिप फर्म का ही वो पार्टनर है, तो इसलिए वो सैलरी पीजीबीपी की इनकम में आती है. वो सैलरी सिर्फ कहलाती है, लेकिन वो एक्चुअली सैलरी होती नहीं है. अंकुश, इतना डिले क्यों तुमने भेजा है अपना पेपर? चलो ओके. डायरेक्टर सिटिंग फीस, भाई एक स्पेसिफिक एक्सक्लूजन है जहां बोला गया है कि डायरेक्टर की जो सिटिंग फीस होती है वो सैलरी नहीं होती, क्योंकि डायरेक्टर जो सिटिंग फीस मतलब जो मीटिंग अटेंड करता है वहां पर वो कंपनी के लिए डिसीजंस लेता है, और कंपनी के डिसीजंस अगर वो किसी बायसनेस में लेगा, अगर किसी एम्प्लॉयमेंट रिलेशनशिप की वजह से लेगा, तो हो सकता है वो बायस हो जाए, इसलिए उसकी सैलरी को हम सिटिंग फीस को हम सैलरी की तरह टैक्स नहीं करते। सो डायरेक्टर्स सिटिंग फीस इज नॉट टैक्स्ड एज सैलरी। डिस्प्यूटेड अमाउंट रिसीव फ्रॉम एक्स एम्प्लॉयर आफ्टर 3 years, भाई डेफिनेटली ये सैलरी है, चाहे सैलरी मिले करंट एम्प्लॉयर से, चाहे सैलरी मिले एक्स एम्प्लॉयर से, इट इज ट्रीटेड एज सैलरी। एडवांस अगेंस्ट सैलरी, अब ये एक बहुत क्रिटिकल चीज है। दो चीजें होती हैं, एडवांस सैलरी और दूसरा है एडवांस अगेंस्ट सैलरी। एडवांस अगेंस्ट सैलरी इज नॉट सैलरी, एडवांस सैलरी इज सैलरी। तो एक वर्ड का बस खेल है, उसी में कंफ्यूज हो जाओगे आप अगर होगे तो। बट दिस इज यस, दिस इज नो, नॉट अ सैलरी। और अंजलि का ये वाला पार्ट बिल्कुल गलत है। लास्ट, सैलरी अक्रूड बट नॉट ड्यू, इसका जवाब तो मैंने आपको सेशन स्टार्ट होते हुए ही दिया था। अगर सैलरी अक्रू हो जाती है, अक्रूअराइज हो जाती है, तो भी वो टैक्सेबल नहीं होगी भाई, अनलेस अनटिल ये ड्यू हो जाएगी। आई होप इन दोनों वर्ड्स में आपको डिफरेंस क्लियर है। अगर नहीं क्लियर तो सैलरी का फर्स्ट वीडियो देखो, आपको इन दोनों वर्ड्स में डिफरेंस क्लियर होना चाहिए। तो अभी 6 मार्क्स का क्वेश्चन है, आपको अपने आप को मार्क्स देने हैं, 1 marks फॉर ईच पार्ट। तो ड्यू नहीं हुई होगी, वो अक्रू हुई होगी। जब ड्यू होने की बात आई होगी तो एम्प्लॉयर ने उसे डिस्प्यूट कर दिया होगा, ड्यू होने से पहले उसे डिस्प्यूट कर दिया होगा। तो एम्प्लॉय ने बोला कि आप मेरी सैलरी, आज 7 तारीख हो गई है, मैं छोड़ के जा रहा हूं आपकी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, आज 7 तारीख हो गई है, मेरी सैलरी मुझको दे दो। एम्प्लॉयर ने कहा नहीं नहीं नहीं, कोई पेबल ही नहीं है सैलरी, कोई ड्यू ही नहीं है सैलरी, मैंने या तो तुम्हें पहले दे दी या बाद में जो भी डिस्प्यूट राइज हुआ। एम्प्लॉयर ने बोला दिस सैलरी इज नॉट ड्यू। When this salary is not due, then it will not be taxable in the year in which it is disputed. और जनरली ये पता है कौन से केस होते हैं, ये केस होते हैं बोनसेस के। बोनस देने में ना एम्प्लॉयर आनाकानी करते हैं, वो कहते हैं हम नहीं नहीं, बोनस तुम्हें कोई पेबल ही नहीं है, जाओ यहां से। और बोनस की ना कोई ड्यू डेट डिसाइड भी नहीं होती, जैसे सैलरी की तो ड्यू डेट डिसाइड है अगले महीने की 7 तारीख, लेकिन बोनस के केस में देयर इज नो ड्यू डेट, तो वहां ड्यू भी नहीं आता। इसलिए dispute arises in bonuses, and bonuses are not the salary is not due, therefore disputed amount will be taxable in the year in which it is actually received. तालिब कुछ कह रहे हैं, तालिब क्या कह रहे हो?
सर एडवांस अगेंस्ट सैलरी वापस बताओ ना।
एडवांस अगेंस्ट सैलरी का मतलब होता है भाई लोन लिया है आपने सैलरी के अगेंस्ट, ये सैलरी है ही नहीं, आपने बोला है कि मेरे को लोन दे दो और मैं इस लोन को आपको आगे जो आप मुझे सैलरी दोगे उससे मैं चुका दूंगा, तो ये तो सैलरी है ही नहीं, ये तो लोन है। दिस इज लोन।
सर
बिल्कुल डालेंगे, अलाउंसेस के लिए टैक्सेबिलिटी के लिए एग्जाम्पशन होगी,
सर
लेकिन सैलरी होगा ही। हाँ
सर बेसिस ऑफ चार्ज में आप बताए थे कि पेड और अलाउड में इंक्लूडिंग इन एडवांस भी बताए थे, तो वो वाला एडवांस क्या होगा फिर?
बिल्कुल वो है, देखो दोनों में ये डिफरेंस मैं अभी बता रहा था। एडवांस सैलरी है कि मैंने अपने एम्प्लॉयर को बोला कि सर अभी अक्टूबर का महीना चल रहा है, प्लीज मुझे नवंबर की सैलरी भी एडवांस में दे दो, नवंबर में सैलरी मत देना। दिस इज नोन एज एडवांस सैलरी। ये है एडवांस अगेंस्ट सैलरी। इसका मतलब ये है कि आपने अपने एम्प्लॉयर को बोला सर थोड़ा सा लोन दे दो, एम्प्लॉयर ने कहा अरे नहीं नहीं मेरे पास लोन वोन नहीं है, तुम कुछ गिरवी रखवा दो अपना। आपने कहा नहीं नहीं सर मेरे पास गिरवी रखवाने के लिए कुछ नहीं है, सर आप ऐसा करो ना, आप लोन अभी दे दो मुझे, आप अगले महीने की सैलरी से और उससे अगले महीने की सैलरी से और उससे अगले महीने की सैलरी से थोड़ा थोड़ा किश्तों में मेरे को वापस ले लेना। ये है एडवांस अगेंस्ट सैलरी, ये टैक्सेबल नहीं होगा, मतलब ये सैलरी नहीं होगी। ठीक है, तो अगले क्वेश्चन पे चले हम लोग। नितिन देख लो जरा अगला क्वेश्चन, जो दुनिया जहान का क्वेश्चन जो तुमने कभी देखा ही नहीं। सो बड़ी सिंपल सी बात है, 12,000 रुपए इज द स्टार्टिंग सैलरी, 12,000 रुपीज इज एस्केलेटेड बाय 300 रुपीज पर ईयर, एवरी ईयर 300 रुपीज इज इंक्रीज्ड टिल 13,800 and then every year 400 rupees is increased till 17,800. But before coming on to this question, I want your marks of question number 1. Oh sorry, question number 1, yes. I want marks of this question. Please send me your marks of this question on WhatsApp group. रिकॉर्ड भी तो चाहिए राइटिंग में. तुम्हें पता नहीं है नितिन ने पिछली बार एक नंबर अपना एक बढ़ा के बता दिया था. 4 अंकुश 5, तालिब 4, महिपाल 4, स्मृति 3, सोनम 4. No one got 6. No one got 6. Priyanshi 5. Oh, Anurag, what are you saying? How is this possible? Which one is correct? काफी ज्यादा पार्टीज चल रही हैं आजकल. Lata 5, okay. Sachin 5, okay. Let's move on to question number 2. Okay, so guys, this is the answer for question number 2. Same mistake. Point number 5 is erroneous. Okay, point number 5. Okay. Question number 2. So this is a step increment based, grade based computation of salary. So you have to compute salary from a particular date till a particular date. 300 increment is there. Lata says my data is about to over. Okay, Lata. So till the time your network is there, then you get the network, and then probably afterwards you can calculate your marks and give us your score. So guys, this is the answer to question number 2. It is mistakenly written as question number 3. This is not 3, this is 2. So guys, I hope you understand this step level basic salary, grade level basic salary. For the first year, it will remain 12,000. Then it will increase by 300. Again 300 increase. So step by step, you have to increase the salary till the time it becomes 13,800. And then it will increase by 4 every year. 400. It's a simple calculation. But yes, students sometimes get confused in this calculation. This question is of 4 marks. This question is of 4 marks. Now tell me how many of you have scored 4 marks in this question? What is your score? So you can give 2 marks for first part and 2 marks for second part. Basic salary for April and May, and basic salary for June to March, 2 marks each. Mahipal has got 4. Wow. Lata has 4. Anurag has 4. Fantastic. Who else? Shubhangi 0. Ayush 4. Nitin, what is your score? Ravi 0. Okay. Huh? Okay, many of you have got 4 in this particular question. Very good, very good. Rahul, what is your score in this question? Rahul Mehrotra? 4. Okay. Priyanshi? Rahul is 0. क्या नितिन, क्या तुम्हारी आवाज क्लियरली नहीं आ रही? नितिन ब्रेक हो रही है तुम्हारी आवाज. ब्रेक हो रही है तुम्हारी आवाज. Anjali, I will send the solution, the entire PDF to you. Okay. So guys, now let's come on to the next question. And the biggest, no, the second last question. Oh, answer to one of the questions is missing. I guess. Yes. Illustration number 3. Answer to illustration number 3 is missing. Okay, we will just see illustration number 3. First, come on to illustration number 4. So, guys, illustration number 4.
सर ये लास्ट वाला दोबारा बता दो एक बार, कैसे था स्लैब जो
लास्ट
लास्ट
वाला कौन सा?
सेकंड क्वेश्चन।
ये, हाँ, सेकंड क्वेश्चन में 12,000 सैलरी है फर्स्ट ईयर की। 12,000 के बाद 300 पर एनम इंक्रीज होगी। तो फर्स्ट ईयर में 12,000 रही, 1 जून से 1999 से 31 मई 2000 तक रही 12,000। 1 जून 2000 से 31 मई 2001 तक हो गई 12,300, 300 रुपीज बढ़ गई। फिर 1 जून 2001 से 31 मई 2002 तक 300 और बढ़ गई, तो 12,600 हो गई। ऐसे करके ये 300 300 300 करके इंक्रीज होती जा रही है हर साल। अल्टीमेटली मई 2006 तक ये 13,800 बन गई, और हमारा जो ईयर था वो था 2005-6। तो हमें उस ईयर के जितने भी महीने हैं उसकी सैलरी देखनी है। तो अप्रैल से मई तक 2 महीने की सैलरी 13,500, और जून से लेकर मार्च तक 10 मंथ्स की सैलरी 13,800। टोटल है 1,65,000। ओके, सो गाइज नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज क्वेश्चन नंबर 4 है ये। 3 क्वेश्चन का आंसर अभी इसमें नहीं है, वो मैं आपको आंसर बता दूंगा। क्वेश्चन नंबर 4 पहले चेक कर लो, जिसमें डेफ
पूरे हैं सर मार्क्स इसमें मेरे?
पूरे फुल है। किसमें?
4th A में।
अच्छा, और 4B में?
आपने दिखाया कहां सर?
अच्छा, ओके। 4A चेक करो पहले अपना आंसर। ओके, सो लेट्स मूव ऑन टू क्वेश्चन नंबर 3। रवि के भी 9 मार्क्स हैं। ओ फैंटास्टिक, वेरी गुड, वेरी वेरी नाइस गाइज। ओके गाइज, लेट्स मूव ऑन टू क्वेश्चन नंबर 3। आपको स्क्रीन पे दिख रहा होगा क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 का सॉल्यूशन। सोनम लॉग ऑफ करके एक बार लॉग इन करो दोबारा। सो गाइज, हाउस रेंट अलाउंस कंप्यूट करना है। आगरा सिटी है तो 40% रह जाएगा, सबसे पहली बात तो देखने वाली है। और डियरनेस अलाउंस, बोनस